Okay, so here we have the Beppe Morchetta Bianco. This is Vino d'Italy, but it's from the Veneto region in northern Italy.
Northern Italy, absolutely. Yeah. Veneto, sort of right at the top, move across to the east or the right, if you like. Big region, mostly famous nowadays for Prosecco. Prosecco has dominated that region. We're in the coldest parts of Italy here, where white wine does particularly well, high acid white wines. This is a blend. It's a blend of Garganega and Chardonnay. And this really is a nice example of, we've talked about field blends, particularly from France and Spain in the past, if you're a Smash Grapes. If you're Smash Grapes familiar, you'll have talked about those. The Italians do field blends. They do that sort of thing, but they don't tend to call them field blends. They will name the grapes. But what we're talking about here is grapes that just grow naturally in this part of the world. They throw them together without too much worry about the fact that it is Chardonnay or that it is Garganega, just to produce a wine that's typical of the region. But what are the grapes? Well, we know what Chardonnay is, right? Love it or hate it, Chardonnay, it's grown all over the world. Super great all-rounder. If you don't like Chardonnay, then you've just not tried the right one, because Chardonnay is super versatile. You grow it in northern Italy, it's crisp and refreshing and light, like a Pinot Grigio or a Sauvignon. You grow it in southern Australia, it's big and it's blousy and it's fruity. There's a whole spectrum there. Garganega, another one that maybe people haven't heard of, and it is the main grape variety in the more famous white wine, Soave. Soave is actually a region, again, up in Veneto in the north of Italy. All Soave is made from Garganega, and so Soave is funny really, it's sort of fallen out of favour. It was quite popular in the UK in the 80s and seen as a sort of sophisticated choice. And then it sort of disappeared on our supermarket shelves, but it's great, and they have a rich history of quality winemaking.
My eyes are getting pulled here. The wife's a big fan of Soave. She's behind the camera at the minute, so just come round and here you go. Soave, bit of Chardonnay. What are you thinking? Your face will tell it all because we haven't got a mic on you. So happy, nice, yes, enjoy, good. So yes, like you say, Soave, big in the 80s. Something people might be more familiar with than Garganega, but this is a very good, just proper, really nice white wine. I don't think it's too offensive in any direction. When are you reaching for this kind of bottle?
It is a great all-rounder. So Soave, as a white wine, even though we're talking about northern Italy, we're talking high acid, there's a richness to it. And actually, if you want to delve into Soave a bit further, this isn't Soave, it's not from Soave, but if you want to delve into Garganega and Soave more, they get rich and they get nutty and there's all sorts of cool stuff going on. This is a little bit of that. Chardonnay complements that really well. And I think what you've got here is a nice combination between two grapes together that make a rich wine. But actually, really, the focus here is refreshing, clean, and easy drinking. And it makes a fantastic all-rounder. Just like we've talked in the past with field blends. They're, like you say, they're not too in one direction. They're not super acidic. They're not super abrasive. But equally, they're not big and heavy or anything like that. They just sit really nicely in the middle. Fantastic all-rounders. What would I put it with? Again, like I say for field blends, parties, get-togethers, a dinner party where you've got lots of different things on the table. You want to make sure everybody's happy. Something like this is great.
Yeah, I mean, that whole kind of, Chardonnay. No, I'm not into it. We've had a lot of people who, completely anti-Chardonnay try this wine and say, God, it's amazing. Now, obviously, blending is part of that, but like you said, it's maybe if you're not into Chardonnay, it's just you've not found the right one for you because of that versatility of it.
So the thing about Chardonnay is that probably the most famous Chardonnays that we see or come into contact with, certainly on the supermarket shelves, are generally from those big brands, your Australians, that sort of thing, Yellow Kangaroo on the side, that sort of stuff. We're talking super hot country, and we're talking a shitload of oak thrown in, not always in the best practice as well. They're big, they're blousy, they're a punch in the face of white wine, which not everybody's into. That is not Chardonnay. The best Chardonnays, in my opinion, of the world are more subtle than that. Chardonnay grown in very northern parts of France, like Chablis. Chablis is one of the few posh wine regions where I think, yes, they are absolutely nailing it. It's light, it's refreshing, it's almost steely in character from that cold climate. Chardonnay will do whatever the weather dictates. And again, with this one, we're in the northern part of Italy, so that cooler weather actually creates a really fantastic, refreshing white wine. So if you're a Sauvignon lover, Pinot lover, a refreshing white wine lover, and you've said no to Chardonnay, this one's going to be the one that converts you.
I mean, I'm all in. Book me a flight. Let's get over there.
Cheers.